Hey, have you ever heard the saying, the customer is always right? I'm sure you have. Look, stick around to the end of this video. I want to give you some tips and the origins of that saying. Now look, as professional salespeople, marketers, and customer service agents, we know the customer is not always right. And for the most part, the customer a lot of times has in mind an idea or a concept that will ultimately solve their problem that is incorrect. And so ultimately, we want to help that customer solve that problem. Look, as professional salespeople, customer service, and marketers, our true job is to service our customer, be sincere, and ultimately solve their problem. So let's talk about the origins of the customer is always right. Where this saying comes from is from master salespeople, okay? Because what this really means is that when you're dealing with a consumer, you need to always be in agreement with your customer, okay? That's what it means. And the reason why you need to be in agreement with your customer is how can you reach a favorable agreement at the end if in the beginning, the middle, or 3/4 of the way, you are not in agreement with your customer. To reach a favorable agreement with your customer at the end of a transactional process, you need to be in agreement with your customer throughout the entire process. And what that means is that no matter what that customer's idea, concept, or method for solving their problem is, you ultimately have to agree with that customer. Now, what master salespeople have learned is just because we're in agreement with the consumer does not mean that we cannot provide additional information, additional concepts, and additional education that will help the customer to make a buying decision that will ultimately be more favorable for that consumer and solve their problem. Look, the saying, always agree with the customer, came and was derived from master salespeople. This saying happened years and years and years ago because what these master salespeople learned is that agreement is the number one rule in sales. To agree with a customer provides you the opportunity for your customer to listen more intently to you. See, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And no one will think you care unless you're in agreement with them. So no matter how off base your customer may be with the ideas, concepts, or process to solve their problem that you are discussing with them, ultimately, to help them get to the right solution, you must always be in agreement with your customer, all right? For example, say you're in a sales presentation and your customer explains to you that they would like to go about solving their problem in a way that could create massive liability and risk for that customer. All you simply need to do is this. I totally understand what you're saying. I totally agree with the concept that you're sharing with me, and I'm taking some notes here, but let me ask you a question. What do you want this end result to look like? Obviously, is the end result the most important piece to this project for you, is reaching that end result? Have you considered this? What I am doing, guys, is I am being in agreement with the customer as well as asking multiple discovery layering questions after showing the customer that I hear them and I agree. And by doing this, I have reached what I call agreement. This is where the saying, the customer is always right, comes from. So look, if you want to reach a favorable buying decision in the end, you need to always agree in the beginning, middle, 3/4 so that you can reach that favorable buying decision. It's our job as professional salespeople to provide additional information, education, and ask the right layering questions to help the consumer reach the answer theirself naturally through our sales process so that we allow the customer to buy and not to sell them. See, if you disagree with a customer at any point in your presentation, you now create resistance and friction between you and your customer, and you will never reach a favorable buying decision. So remember this, agreement at all points in your presentation cycle is key to closing and solving your customer's problem. Remember this, it's all about being sincere, service-minded, okay, and making it easy for your customer to buy. The first thing you should ever consider and always know in any sales process is agreement is critical. So always agree and then educate and ask layering questions. Look, my name's Andrew Hale. I hope you liked this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If so, hit that subscribe button, all right, and share this with the business owner that this may help, okay? If you didn't like the video, hey, that's okay too. Leave me a comment. Let me know how I can help you more on the next video, okay? My name's Andrew Hale again, guys. I help companies develop lead generation campaigns. I help companies develop sales teams and sales training processes, as well as recruiting processes. If you need some help, I've included my email and my phone number below. Simply hit me up, reference this video. I'd love to help you. And again, hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody this may benefit. Look, always agree with your customer. And remember, the customer is always right. And that is agreement. And if you agree, you will reach a favorable agreement at the end. Get your sales game on. Tune into the next video. Share this with somebody. Subscribe. And again, guys, always be in agreement.